Hello everyone! Today we are playing CultOfTheLamb, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting off on a new save. And don't mind this, I've almost completed the game, but we're not going to be playing on that save because I want to introduce the people who haven't played this game to the basics and like how to play it and everything else. It's really not that hard. There is some very complex features and stuff to do with this game. It's a really good game. I mean, it's probably one of the best indie games out there. So without further ado, if I can stop stuttering, we are going to go on and launch ourselves into a new save. Alright, let's look at these real quick. Apply optional modifiers to your game to enhance the experience. Quick Start. Quick Start allows you to bypass the introduction and tutorial sections of the game and jump right into the action. Yeah, let's go and enable that because I'm going to show you everything myself. Permadeath mode. Once defeated, your save file will be erased. For experienced players wanting an ultimate challenge, cannot be turned off. And difficulty cannot be changed. Penitence mode. Experience the survival elements of penitence mode. Must eat and sleep to survive. Cannot be turned off. The difficulty cannot be changed. Let's only apply quick start because I'm only going to be showing you guys the way I learned how to play CultOfTheLamb. We're going to... I did the game on medium mode. I have not done it on easy, and I have not done it on hard or extra hard. So I think we will go on and do it on medium, just to get started. But yeah, I'll be, over the course of this playthrough, I'll be teaching you guys how to use the tarot cards effectively, how to have the best followers, not best followers, but like best ways of playing. Also, I do have the Woolhaven Woolhaven DLC installed. I highly recommend getting this DLC as it is actually really well made. Let's go on and get our first follower. I need to do that. Alright. So here you can name your follower to whatever you want. I'm just gonna keep him as a base name. There's also a randomize option. For appearance, you have his form, which right now we only have 5 selected forms. That being a deer, a pig, that looks like a meerkat or something, a cat, and a fox. So I'm gonna change it to a cat. We can also change his body color. Let's change him to, I like that color. And then his variants. So the variants just add like little details to the follower, like scars or eyebrows or anything else. So we're just gonna keep them like that. You can also randomize all this as you want. Moving on to traits, we have a negative and a positive trait. Now sometimes followers will have both positive traits and then both negative traits, or they can have either or. It just depends on what kind of follower you indoctrinate. So for this one, we got natural skeptic, which on recruiting a follower immediately lose 10 faith, which is fine. And then for positive, we got materialistic, so gain faith when building better sleeping quarters, which is pretty good. And as I was saying, we will go on and get into indoctrinating this follower. So we'll click accept. By the way, I am playing this on an Xbox Series X, but you can play this on PS5, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox, as well as on PC if you'd wish. So let's see. Let's assign his job to chopping trees, which means he'll just chop all these trees around here and make sure everything's cleared out. Let's look at our build slab. So for cooking fire, we need 2 stone and 5 logs, and for our shrine, we need 30 coins. So let's go on and go to our demon circle. And from here, we will be teleported, or the thing that will show up on our screen is the map. So we have various locations across CultOfTheLamb, that being our cult place, cult land, whatever. And we also have the Lonely Shack, which is our first place that we will be going into. So here we will meet our first NPC, that being Ratu over here. He does have dialogue, and he does show you how to play Knucklebones, which we will get to in a minute. So he's our first opponent that we play here. I'll go on and explain Knucklebones. So Knucklebones is basically kind of like Yazzie, I guess. I haven't played Yazzie in forever, but still. Basically you have to match the dice in a row. Like here, I'll just show you because I can't really explain it without confusing the meaning. So you see how he matched 2 dice in a row to double it and make it 4. And basically did 2 times 4, which equals 8. Well, if I put the second dice here, it basically eliminates all of his dice. And you want to try to get the most points possible. By the end of the game, that's how you win. You just have to align them here. Like, see, he just got rid of my 4. I could combine 2 to make 13. Because 2 times 2 is 4. And 4 times 2 is 8. And then add 5. That's 13. So we're going to combine the 2 6s together to get 24. Because 2 times 6 is 12. And then 12 times 2 is 24. And now we'll go and put our 3 here. Put our 1 here. Just want to try to fill up the board. And also, if you do fill up the board, then you do win. Get rid of his 4. There we go. And we win. With 47 points. It's kind of confusing once you start playing Knucklebones, but it's not hard. And we get a tarot card. Tarot cards are really useful in this game as they apply buffs and possibly debuffs depending on your role. So as you go out through the game, you will earn tarot cards. That will help you gain buffs throughout your runs in your dungeons. So there's 2 parts to CultOfTheLamb. There's the dungeon part, which is the fighting, and then there's the tycoon, I guess, part, which is building your base or building your cult. Dungeon runs, that's when tarot cards are used and are most useful. Let's see if we can make a cooking fire. Okay, we can't. I'm gonna help this dude chop some trees and stuff to get our cult going. So it's 6. Line this up. It's 1. I need another one. Also, I apologize if my mic quality is low-key doo-doo right now. I'm a starting off content creator as far as like wanting to make content. I've tried to make content before, but didn't really feel the passion for it. So now that I have a renewal of passion and more of a better game library, I'm just going to try to start getting back into it. But going back to CultOfTheLamb, so we just built our cooking area. So this is where we'll make food for our follower over here. So basically what we'll do is we'll go in here, and then these are our recipes. So for the basic berry bowl, which is our first ever recipe unlock, it's a 1 star, so it's not that good, but it's better than 0 stars, because there's 0 star, 1 star, 2 star, and 3 star. 3 star being the best, 0 star being the worst. This fills our follower up to almost full, as far as their hunger bar, and then, or their hunger meter. And then it gives us a 50% chance of the follower automatically pooping, which is just, I guess I wouldn't really call it bad. It's basically just fertilizer for when we start farming, which we'll do in a later video. I'll show you how to do it in a later video. But for now, we're just going to focus on this. We need to go back to Ratu to bet or gamble against him in Knucklebones to get coins, so we can build our shrine, so we can start getting devotion. And I'll teach you how devotion works too. Because after I teach you how devotion works, we will start doing other stuff in later videos. But after I show you how devotion works, I'll end the video there for our first video on CultOfTheLamb. Let's actually try to bet him money if we can. Alright, I don't have it, never mind. We need to find money. Somehow. Lumber. So anyway, I could get, I kind of forgot how we get gold in the starting portion of this game, but Editor Still Ender here. So what I failed to mention here is that you earn coins through dungeons, like completing the rooms and everything else, which we'll get to in a later video. But basically you can get them from chests, and you can also buy stuff with the coins in the actual dungeons, which we'll get to later. But I'll figure it out real quick. I promise you, I know how to play this game. I'm trying to remember how to get gold. Oh yeah, we have to do a dungeon run. Forgot. So this is how we start dungeon runs. So basically, whenever you unlock a new area or a new door, basically you have to have a certain number of followers with you. So I had one, so it unlocked Darkwood. This is one of the This is one of the bishop's lands. I'm not going to go into the lore part of CultOfTheLamb because I would be rambling on for about an hour. And I really don't want my video to take up that long. So basically all I'm going to tell you is that this is part of a bishop's place. And as we maneuver through the dungeon, we will find Clonic, which is our tarot card drawer. So basically you go up to him and you draw your tarot cards. So we could choose for strength, or we could have another heart. Now blue hearts are temporary, so they only appear on your character until you use them up. So basically once you use up a blue heart, it no longer is there. Different from red hearts, which you can heal back. So I'll go with the attack rate increase because that could be useful. Go through this dungeon here. I personally think the hammer is like one of the top 3 best weapons in this game. And now I'll introduce you to curses, or not curses, relics. Sorry, you got the two mixed up. This is a relic. So basically what these do is they give you like certain buffs or again debuffs in the game. These are stronger than tarot cards in some cases. So this is Lapisa's dice. So basically you either have a 50% chance of healing a heart, which is the red heart on top left of the screen, or you have a 50% chance of gaining a spirit heart, which is the blue hearts. And this is also fragile, so if it has that little broken glass icon on the top right of the description box, then it's fragile. It means it can only be used once. Now some curses, or keep calling them curses, some relics are fragile and some aren't. So we'll go on and use this one up, or use this one. Go on and kill these bosses here. If I can aim right. Now we've reached the end of this room. And we have unlocked a new follower form. Now, throughout your dungeon runs, you will unlock certain unlocks like follower forms or other things, depending on how good your dungeon run is. And we can now move on to our next room. Now, dungeons have rooms, so you start out in a fighting room, which is resembled by a upside down cross. But as you go along, you can go into rooms that have food in them, which is used for getting, food for your flock, which will really help. Or you can get wood, which is just a material we use for the flock, which is the cult. You can call them the flock or the cult, but the game calls them the flock. So I think we should get food, because food is like really hard to get early game, especially if you don't have farms or anything set up. So we'll just go on and try to get as much food as we can. And now we'll move on to the mini boss. Now each level or each place has a mini boss, which basically is a boss before you hit the big boss, which is one of the bishops, which I'll explain later. Oh, okay. The bishop's just trying to. Okay. Hi, Leshy. This is Leshy, which is the bishop that's in this level. He's basically a blind bush. And to be honest, I love Leshy. I like his design. He just looks awesome. He is blind, though. He's my favorite bishop in this game. And he's the final boss of this level, as I stated. Go back to Clonic, and you'll know you're about to enter Clonic's room if there are little star things right there in the top. If you see those, then that's Clonic's room. That's where you can go draw tarot cards. Come on, show these enemies real quick. Ow. Let's see, curses. So we're going to explain curses real quick. Curses are basically like your second weapon, I guess. There can be projectiles, they can be ranged stuff, they can be blasts, which like explosions, stuff like that. So I'm going to go with the Divine Blast. And the higher the level, the higher the more damage it does. We get to see our favorite boy, Leshy. Truly a devastating sight to see. Alright. We have to be careful, because we're really close to dying. And there we go. We killed him. And we unlock a follower. So sometimes mini bosses, most of the time, will drop a follower, in which you can indoctor them into your cult and have them as a member of your cult. Blueprint. Let's go and unlock the blueprint, which gives us a something we can build in our cult as like a decoration or whatever. Just to make the cult look better. Alright. Now what you just saw there that had like a little tablet piece, that is a doctrine tablet, which basically we'll talk about that in a later episode, but it's important later on, I promise you. You'll want to use them up as soon as you get them. As you see, we just defeated a mini boss, so we're almost able to, or 1/4 of the way able to get to Leshy. Then we get our rewards. And we go back to our cult. Oh, this is the one who waits. This is the guy who basically lets you even have the ability to start a cult. We'll get to him more later down the line because he's not really important right now. He's just kind of a lore character you talk to every now and then. But we'll get to him later in the late game. Because he becomes very important late game. Do we have enough money to... We do. Alright, let's build our shrine. Alright. Let's go on and indoctrinate Asmodeus. We'll keep his name. Keep his body. I want to change his color to white though. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Go back. Color. White. Okay. Now his traits are gullible, so 50% easier to level up, which is really good, because leveling up followers is really crucial in this game. We'll go place him to worship at the shrine. So basically, I'll go on and explain devotion real fast before I end off the episode. So, as you see here, this follower is praying to the shrine here. So as he prays, he generates devotion, which is basically, I guess, like a spirit type thing. Basically like belief. And you can collect it here. And as you collect devotion, you unlock divine inspirations, which is like unlockables for your cult. So our first unlockable will be the temple, which is where we preach sermons and perform rituals, which we'll get into later in the next episode. And we have other various unlockables in the first tier. And that's really all there is to divine inspiration. And you can build it. I'll go on and build it before I end it off. Never mind. We'll have to say that for the next episode. But it has been fun. We will get into more of the basics and how to play more Cult of the Lamb later in the next episode. So I will see you guys in the next one. And I guess goodbye.